The thing about Mythic Plus is the timer just does havoc on people's brains, people's ability to make sensible decisions in the heat of the moment. You guys ever heard the phrase pressure creates diamonds? Yeah, it's kind of the exact opposite of that. You see some ridiculous decision making, things that just frankly don't make sense. Like, I don't know how people get in this position in the first place. We've showed off so many, but I have never seen a chain of them back to 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 back like we do in this key before. It is a gold mine. I cannot wait to show it to you, so I will stop talking and I will now show it to you. It took me a while to decide how I wanted to start this video, but I think this is the appropriate way to start this video. Okay, I want to show you the ending first, which may seem a little backwards, but I think you'll find it funnier when you realize where we start compared to where we end. So you may not immediately notice it, but there are 4 human beings in this group. Okay, only 4 players right now. There's 2 minutes left on an 18. 17 deaths at the end of a Murazon's Rise. They are going to kill the boss and they are going to upgrade the keystone. That's not why we're making the video. Let me show you what happens, how we get to this point, because it is absolutely wild. I was sent this and I was told like kind of to start at a certain time in the dungeon because that's when things start ramping up. But there's always a backstory here, and it's actually really important in this case because the things that I'm going to show you in this video could not happen without this part of the backstory here. But we are going to go ahead and do this, where we are going to clear the entire platform of all the trash in this entire room. I've never done this before, so I do not know what count this normally gives versus what you would normally finish the dungeon at, but it's obviously going to give you a lot more count than you would normally have because the route I do just doesn't include these 2 side packs, and we are pretty much at like perfect count without any skipping. So you see it's 53%. I mean, that is absurd to me. That's half the dungeon's trash just in this one platform. But we'll trust, this is how it goes, I guess. I've never seen this number before. But yeah, 53%. There was 1 death on the way. We're already pretty deep into this split. This is a very slow split, but when you have 53% of the trash count, I guess this is what's normal. So no deaths, no problems. Crushing it. We're having no problems at all. The boss dies. There's no deaths to the trash. You know, people are maybe struggling a little bit here. No worries. This is pretty common. We're not really losing that much time. You just got to find a way to get under count, I guess, and you really had nothing go wrong here at all. But this is the backstory, okay? I needed to show you this so I could show you what's to come. So we are on our way to do either of the side bosses, whatever they choose first. They are going to go ahead and take Time Lost Battlefield. Now, pulling it in a way that kind of looks similar to some of the other videos we've shown, kind of haphazardly, just walking around, picking up mobs, not really picking up anything specific. But yeah, as you notice, the number is getting absurd now. It's 82% before we've even gone to a second boss yet. We get over here, we're doing this trash on our way to the Time Lost Battlefield encounter. We are killing the knights here, and you're seeing the number balloon a little bit out of control. It is now at 99%. We are at 99% count. We have killed 1 boss. This is a problem, but it's an 18. Reality is it's probably not going to slow them down at all. So killing the boss, no ridiculous errors like in the key that Cop showed, like nobody arguing, no fighting, everything's going well. Only the 1 death, like, okay, here's a bunch of trash here. Make sure we don't aggro this, otherwise we're going to be like 186% count. Oh, look at that. Perfect. Look at the lane. You can just walk right through it. Nobody even comes close to having any aggro, nothing like that. Now, you remember the part that I said about like the whole anti-pressure makes anti-diamond comment that I made there that was supposed to be funny? Well, we kind of made all of those mistakes already with the counts. Like, so whatever, man. Just don't add any extra pressure to the dungeon. You messed up. You're at 99% count somehow. You whatever did this. I don't know. You didn't plan this route out. No big deal, right? Wrong. 18. Here we go. MDI time. Let's start getting super fancy. Let's get under count. Let's make sure we finish this dungeon with 99%, and then we'll complain that we didn't finish count. Here's the strats. Watch it unfold. So the druid, the fucking tank, by the way, he just stealths. Like, fuck everybody else, right? Like, he just stealths and runs right by them. So here we go. Harebrained scheme number 2. Warlock's gonna put a gate down. That doesn't fucking work. Look at all these people fall off the goddamn ledge. The tank, he just doesn't give a shit. He just runs right by everybody. Watch this again. It's actually comical. Like, how do you do this? You're the only person with self in the whole group, and he's just like, I don't give a fuck. He doesn't say anything. There's nothing in the chat. He doesn't give a fuck. He literally just stealths by the mob. Everybody else, you guys figure it out. I'll meet you on the other side. We're gonna do the Morchi encounter. So like, without missing a beat, nothing gets said. The Warlock just puts down this fucking hairbrain. I mean, who even thought that? What are you doing with this? This is barely strategy. Like, this is almost parody. Look at how close you are to this enemy. Like, watch where we end up when we click this here. Look at this. Pause it. That is like 6 yards away from that mob. How does that thing not aggro? I have no idea. But instead of just doing it like the Warlock does it, he walks right through. Look at, he's safe. safe. These guys fall off the fucking ledge. We're safe. We have wings. We don't use those. We fall off too. So now 3 people just took a warlock portal to their death. This seemingly is the only option they have to get by this trash because the tanks just abandoned them. So now we have this really weird situation. This person's going back that direction. They're going to go around the whole way. But we're, as recording this, we're geniuses. We're not going to go the slow way. We're going to go this way. Oh, actually, there's fucking trash here. So now we're going to fight the trash. Paladin and healer, 2v3. This is good odds. Oh, that guy's toast. He gets deleted by these non-elites. We're going to go ahead and pop everything in our kit here as a healer. We're going to survive this shit. This is non-elites, bro. It's an 18 tyrannical. I guarantee you anybody can kill these 3 non-elites. You don't have to be a pro. You don't have to use major CDs to be able to kill these non-elites as a healer, but we do use major CDs. And now we're going to go over to this side. This is the Morchi side. This is the side you want to be on. Instead, we're asking for a summon. That's a good choice. We have a warlock in the group. You'd think, hey, forget this farce that we just created. The warlock's at the right place. He could drop the stone. Oh, duh. There's not enough human beings on that side to do that yet. So here we are. Invispot, straight out of the book. Here we go. Great strategy. Oh, but we popped a major CD that causes us to heal when the CD expires. I have no idea what that spell does. Stasis, something like that. Breaks them out of invis. That's just like barely even a mistake. How does this even happen? I mean, this is just bad luck, right? Okay, whatever. That's fine. There, you see up there, there's a druid, there's a tank, there's a bunch of people up there. They can just res, right? That guy's a druid. He's gonna res. Here's the res. We'll be on the correct side. Oh. Okay, the paladin res, that's the person on the wrong side. Why would you cast res there? You're on the wrong side. He actually watches them die to failing the invis pot and then is like, I'll save you. Let me res you on the incorrect side. This guy's got no plan in his head. He's just gonna charge. He doesn't care. He's like, fuck it, I'll just go die. So now this is the right choice. Fix this problem by dying. Now we can add, look at, see up in the corner there? That's the guardian druid. He's gonna res the paladin and save this travesty. Okay, paladin takes the res over there. Here it comes. Boom. 4 people over there. That's plenty to summon, guys. Let's get it going. But remember what I showed you at the beginning. Something else must go on here. There's a little bit more. So it's the Morchi time. All right, whatever. This fight's kind of a pain, especially maybe on Tyrannical Week. Fight's going pretty good at this point. I mean, yeah, I don't really know what the mage is doing. He maybe gets hit by the tank mechanic or something. It's like hard to really see, but he's going to go down. But you know, 1 DPS, not the end of the world. We're just going to continue to do the strategy. Here we are attacking the hats. Oh, that's the incorrect one. So we're going to run all around in circles. Those people aren't getting the memo. As you see on the mini map at the top, they are on the complete wrong side of the dungeon. We use another battle res now. We have the warlock back up. Things have stabilized here. Paladin has a battle res. I don't know. He just doesn't take it. I'm not really sure why the icon on there shows him having a res and he doesn't take it. But in that time, the druid just gets one shot. I have absolutely no idea how he dies. I guess maybe he gets killed by the ad. I have no idea. He's just dead. You can see him over there in the corner right there. He is dead. So instead of the warlock resing the paladin who just never took it, we now use another battle res yet again on the tank. This boss almost dead though. It's at 200k health, so we are going to have a kill here even without the tank taking that battle res. Never actually needed that battle res. Now we're going to use our res spell again, our fancy spell that is definitely going to save us in this situation. Oh wait, guess what? We still have this fucking bullshit trash here, and you know, we got this tank who's at 99% count, so we got to get past this. Now watch very carefully what happens to the druid. Did you miss it? Let's watch it one more time. You remember, this is the guy who just randomly stealths. He's got the X on his head. Pay attention to the X. You'll see it. He just does whatever the fuck that is. I don't even know what that spell he used is. And then he uses that spell, which is one that I know Cop has. He falls to his death in the middle of a time dungeon that he put himself in this position of. You are the one who pulled all this bullshit. You're at 99% count. Just go and kill it, dude. There's no point. This is so stupid. We basically have like the equivalent of 10 minutes wasted to these 2 mobs on both sides of this area. You could have just killed it. It's so easy. It could have been dead. The key's over by now if you just pull the trash. There was 1 death. You had 1 death. So we have to invis pot now. We have to try to make up for this nonsense because the tank's just doing whatever the hell he's doing. In that time, the mage says, I don't care to be in this group anymore, even though there's 10 minutes and 40 seconds left. They leave the party. Even if this isn't perfectly clean, this is a great split. Going to the last boss with 10 minutes, this is like, oh, we definitely upgrade this. This guy just doesn't care anymore. I honestly genuinely think he's like, oh, we have to skip this trash again. I'm not going to do that again. I mean, even though the mage has a very easy way to do it, he just doesn't care. He sees the tank run off the platform and probably just done. So the comment gets made, we can finish without probably. And yeah, you guys know the rest. They are going to do it. Of course, everybody's all over the place. So we have to actually get everybody in the same part of the dungeon. You look at the minimap, there's like arrows that facing every cardinal direction somehow. They probably should not have taken the res. They should have just stayed dead. Then they would have ended up here. It would have been a lot easier. But like I said, people are creating more difficulty for these dungeons than the actual company who made them is. We're getting closer. We got the Warlock here. That's 2 out of 4. Paladin's just lost probably. I'd love to see his position in this situation. Tank yet again, kind of not really worried about. Just going to go ahead and charge in with 3 people. 1 DPS on this pack. Dude, we have had a chain of bear tanks. Like what, 3 out of the last 6 keys we've had on this channel have had bear tanks just do the most questionable shit you could ever see. Now give him credit. He probably knows like the timer is ticking, but it really isn't at this point. Like you see how much time they actually have. This is such a comfortable split, even with only 4 people. It's really just sad. Like where is that guy going? I would love to find out what he thinks is happening here. Does he really think like, all right, this key isn't in time? Despite all the nonsense that's happened, the timer is looking perfect. And that's it. This is where we ended up, where it all started in the video. We have 16 deaths at this point. We are going to have 1 more. The Warlock dies on the swirls. We're going to throw a battle res on him, and that's just going to be the end of the dungeon. Let it be a cautionary tale. If you guys are out there, especially in situations where you're not like super confident. I have no idea what like his normal rise looks like, but I don't know why he would pull this entire front ring. I don't know how he had such a little plan for actually skipping. I don't know what the strategy was here at all. Just commit to the errors, guys. It's not that difficult. You're not saving any time by doing this nonsense. You're just making it worse. What's 1 more pack? You know what I mean? How much time was lost by trying to do that? I just cannot believe it. The guy actually just stealths by the pack. Like he just doesn't care how the other people get by. Cautionary tale. Just play it simple, play it safe. Don't overcomplicate low keys. You will succeed far more. And then just stay calm. Like the whole situation where we run back and then these weird errors are going on, like things that you would not even imagine could happen, like get broken out of the invis pop by some evoker spell. It's all just like a bunch of errors compounded upon each other. And honestly, like, yeah, if it was any higher key, like it would have been the reason that the key failed. It would have been the reason that you cannot upgrade this key. Even with this mage leaving though, I mean, it proves just how easy these low keys are. Just want to show this one off though. I thought this was really wild how many errors could chain into one situation here. And it's really all on the back of the tank here. He just had a better plan in the dungeon. This would have gone swimmingly. We wouldn't have a key to record here. There wouldn't have been anything happening out of the ordinary whatsoever. But it really shows you everything that's going wrong in low keys right now. Like you have people leaving easy upgrades to the point where it's like literally factually proven that the key was an easy upgrade. They finish it with 4 and still have minutes on the clock. I just don't know what to say about where the game's community is anymore, but I am glad that it is going in the direction of humor. Thank you guys for thinking of me. If you guys are out there doing low keys, please press that record button, send them in. Stay tuned, season 4. But I'd imagine the low keys, like the 2 to 5 range next season, is going to absolutely chew people. Probably a lot of people just never saw the season 1 dungeon pool as well. So just keep that in mind next season as it's coming up. But otherwise, thank you for watching. Hope you guys can enjoy this. Otherwise, thanks for watching. We will see you guys in the next one.